My culture is on the Chinese culture. This is the flag of China, which is officially adopted on October 1st, 1949. The color red on the flag is the traditional color of the Chinese and symbolizes the Communist Revolution. The large star represents communism, and the four smaller stars represent social classes of the people. The Chinese culture is one of the oldest cultures out there. What makes Chinese culture unique is the social, the literature, and the arts. In the arts, musical instruments played a big role in the culture. One music instrument that the Chinese use is the di, which is known as the bamboo flute. It has 6 finger holes and it is unique because it has a buzzing sound. Another instrument that they play is the yao qiu, known as a hand drum. It has 2 heads and 2 pellets that are connected by a cord to the drum. Chinese opera is also a part of their pop culture, which is a form of a musical theater and drama. This is a character from the opera show called Monkey Prince. Martial arts, also known as Kung Fu for the Chinese, are fighting styles. Kung Fu was developed by the Chinese for self-defense, military training, and hunting techniques. Chinese art has always been popular with the people. Traditional paintings involve Chinese calligraphy. Chinese paintings have 2 main techniques: ink and wash paintings, and gong bai, which uses detailed brushstrokes. In socioculture, Chinese have at least 7 main religions: Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, Chinese folk religion, Islamic, Catholicism, and Christianity. Chinese have many customs and traditions in their culture. For example, the Chinese dragon is a well-known and most celebrated in the Chinese culture, including folklore and Chinese mythology. Another tradition that the Chinese have is the Chinese zodiac, which is a repeating cycle of 12 years of the different animals. The 12 animals is the rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. China is the only country on earth with a literature written in one language for more than 3,000 consecutive years. The Chinese use characters and not use letters. Chinese literature includes lyric poetry, historical and didactic writing, drama, and different styles of fiction. China is run by a single party called the Communist Party. The Communist Party controls state and society in China. The foundation of its government relies on 4 areas: the State Council, People's Liberation Army, National People's Congress, and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. The President of China is Xi Jinping. The President is elected by the National People's Congress. Xi Jinping was elected on March 14, 2013. China faces many political, social, and cultural issues. One example is according to the People's Republic of China, they said that the Taiwan is a part of its territory. A social issue is the One Child Policy Act. This act was introduced in 1978. This policy, however, went into effect in 2007. 53% of China's population were allowed to have a second child if the first child was a girl. Due to this policy, there was 400 million births that were terminated. Another consequence was China's growing gender imbalance. In 2015, they changed this act to the two-child policy. The main reason for Chinese coming to the United States was the gold rush in California. Many families were poor in China and wanted to come to the U.S. to strike it rich with gold. Many Chinese came from California to Texas in 1870. Texas needed laborers to build the railroad in the Brazos River Valley. The influences that Chinese brought to Texas of its culture encounter with its social, cultural, and artistic implications. One great example is that Chinese brought different types of ways to cook and eat food. Northern Chinese love to eat wheat and soybean curd, and Southern Chinese love to eat rice and vegetables. A good example is the Southern Cantonese food uses sweet and sour combinations. Another culture encounter is at the time there wasn't too much celebration with the Chinese holiday because there was a lot of single men or married couples. However, in 2003, Chinese communities in Texas continued to bring the tradition alive and celebrate the Lunar New Year as a day of everyone's birthday. This entails of firecrackers, dragon dances, and the color red everywhere. A famous artist that lived in San Antonio that brought Chinese influence from her culture is R.C. Wong. She is known for her landscapes, portraits, and still lifes in both pastels and in oils. If it wasn't for China, we wouldn't have diversity, social, culture, and artistic encounters here in Texas today.